You're watching the USA Network.
Hey, where are you guys going?
Oh, hi. I'm Hugh Adams, WMON News. Here's my press card.
I don't care if you're the king of Russia. You can't go in there. It's after hours. This whole building is closed to the public.
Oh, but we're not the public. We're the press. We just wanted to do a little background story.
That's right, General. We're with the TV news. It'll only take a few minutes.
Sorry, those are the orders.
Hey, Hugh, remember what we were talking about back at the studio? About how nice it would be to have a good-looking guard like this in the background?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy would be
Yeah.
perfect. Oh, but maybe he'd rather not be seen on television.
Hey, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Oh, it would be great if you would do it. I mean, we wanted to shoot this segment a little earlier in the day, but we got tied up with another story.
Yeah, a great-looking guard like you in the background would add, authenticity to the scene.
But if he'd rather not be seen on television...
Well, I don't have any objection to that. Hey, my wife would just go nuts if she could see me on TV.
Oh, she'd love it. And we'd pay you, of course.
What? Well, I couldn't take your money. I mean, that'd be against the rules.
Oh, but then we'd be breaking our rules, you see. We have to pay people who appear on the camera.
Oh, it's only a token, $20.
Oh, double sawbuck, eh?
I know it's not that much, but heck, you'd only be working for 10 seconds. You see, you come out of that room there, and you'll pass this gentleman who'll be doing the talking.
Well, it sounds pretty easy.
Hey, I bet you could do it even without a rehearsal. What do you think?
Well, I bet I could.
In that case, you better pay him in advance, huh?
Oh, right. Good idea. Okay, here you go. Okay, now what we want you to do, we want you to go in the grand jury room there and, well, just come out when we tell you to,
And
all
then
right?
you'll pass us and go to the elevator.
As a matter of fact, why don't you go into the elevator and go all the way downstairs? That way we wouldn't pick up any extra noise on the tape.
Hey, okay. Well, now, do you think I should be smiling when I come out of the jury room?
I don't think so. This is a pretty serious case. Try a solemn look.
All right, how's this?
That's
oh,
good.
oh, perfect.
That's
Oh,
good.
perfect. Hey,
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy's really good. What's your name? We may want to use you
Oh,
again.
Ralph Springbottom.
Oh, well, Mr. Springbottom, it's a pleasure to meet you. Now, we're a little pressed for time, so why don't we go ahead with that? Okay, Ralph? In you go. There we go. Good. Okay, here. Are you ready for this? Okay. Okay, Ralph, action. This is the grand jury room at the Monticello Criminal Court, where only moments ago, the grand jury returned its verdict in the case of Mrs. Raven Whitney, the widow of the late multimillionaire who is accused in the shooting death of actress Jinx Avery. The verdict? Bad news for the beautiful young widow. She has been indicted for murder in the first degree.
Hector, you were terrific. You're almost as good as your big brother,
Oh,
Sly.
hey, thanks. I guess sneakiness runs in the family. Did you believe that guy? That was great.
Wait till Raven Whitney sees this on her own TV set. If she thought she was in a real jam, wait till she sees this. This'll fix her.
I hope you got the shot okay.
Yeah, I did everything you said. In fact, we can look at it right now if you want.
Oh, no, let's go back to the studio first. I still need to edit this tape into the regular TV news. Do you want to come along, see how it's done?
No, I have a date.
No, you gal?
Old gal.
Oh, Buffy Revere.
Hey, that was fun. Look, I had an idea.
What?
Why don't you take a shot of me inside the
well,
jury room?
that's a great idea, Ralph, but really, we're a little pushed for time, and we got what we need. It's
Yeah.
great,
We're
great.
gonna go to the studio and edit it now.
Yeah, some other time, perhaps, all right?
Okay. Say, am I crazy, or did you have a beard a minute ago?
Me? Oh, well, just between you and me, pal, I only wear the beard for the newscast. You know, a lot of newsmen do that. That way we don't get recognized on the street. It works out a lot better that way. But hey, be sure and watch for yourself on TV, all right? You know,
Okay.
I think it's going to be on tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, right? You were great. Thank you. I just can't
Hey,
thank you enough.
thanks.
You were tremendous. We'll see you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Great. Ah, there's no business like show business.
Sid, I gotta have 3 beers. Hey, Sid. Huh? Oh,
Oh, yeah, right.
Sid, is there something wrong? I mean, you've read that letter at least 3 times today.
Listen, Missy, why don't you take care of table 4 and I'll bring these beers over.
Well, now get a look at you. Hey.
Well, thanks, Coppers. How's the law and order business tonight?
Actually, the law and order business is pretty slow. I'm on a little unpaid vacation.
Oh, yeah? Why? What happened?
I have been temporarily suspended. It's a long story.
Oh, gee, that's a shame.
Hey, well, don't give him all the sympathy. Save some for me. I'm the one who's going to be stuck with all the work while he's gone.
I guess you're pretty busy now, huh?
Yeah, like a one-armed paper hanger with poison ivy.
Listen, Dee Dee said something about your checking out that letter that my friend from Michigan wrote, you know, the one about the guy who robbed the bank and she thought that his name was Wilson.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Sid, I'm sorry, but I completely slipped my mind. I haven't done a thing about it.
Oh, well, it's not important.
Hey, look, I'll get a fix on the story and get back to you as soon as I can.
No, don't knock yourself out. It's not important.
Translation, it is important. Sid, anyway.
I get the feeling she's gone sweet on that lunatic. Although I'll never know why. You haven't met our boy Smiley Wilson yet, have you?
No, not yet, but if he turns out to be a bank robber, I may get the opportunity. That is, if I ever get my badge back.
Oh, come on. You know that phony brutality charge is never gonna stick.
It was a perfect frame-up engineered by my good old drinking buddy, Eddie Loren.
Yeah, we should have figured that out ourselves. Still got it in for you for that undercover job.
Yeah, I guess he figured it was a perfect way to get even. I'm gonna talk to him about this.
You don't mean that you're planning a face-off?
Why not?
Well, you haven't got your badge, for one thing.
Hey, Eddie doesn't know that.
Are you kidding? Of course he knows it. You're lucky if he lets you in his office.
Well, it's not gonna hurt to try. In fact, I'm gonna be there tonight.
It will suit yourself, but I think you're wasting your time. The guy's only gonna deny it.
Hey, Calvin, what Eddie doesn't know is that I happen to have a witness who saw everything that happened.
Oh?
A cute little red-headed witness.
Guess what? I have a surprise for you.
Yeah, what's that?
You'll never guess what I found at the end of the hall near the trash.
Try me.
Look, and we thought we lost it.
I really don't deserve you, Papa, you know that? All right, look, 10 o'clock tomorrow, my barber's gonna be here, all right? Make a note, hold all calls. I don't like talking on the phone while some guy's waving a razor in front of my throat.
Okay, barber, 10 a.m.
All right, now we got that union guy coming in. What's his name?
Blankenship.
Yeah, Blankenship. All right, mark him down 10:15.
10:15, you're still going to be with the barber. He's going to be here for about an hour.
Yeah, I know. That's the idea. You see, when Blankenship waits outside for about an hour, he may get a little aggravated. If we catch a break, there won't be any meeting at all. That takes care of that problem, right?
I think I get the idea.
Okay, now 11 o'clock, I want to be outside in the yard when that shipment comes in. I want to check it myself. Who have I got for lunch tomorrow? I got somebody.
Yeah, we have Acme Scrap Metal. I reserved a table at the coach house for 12:30.
All right, that's good. I'll probably spend most of the day with those gorillas. All right, I think that's it. There's one other thing. Don't leave yet tonight. I have a very important meeting a little later on.
Who with?
A dear old friend of ours, Detective Tyler. You should be very happy to see him again, huh?
Sure. He's cute.
Yeah, he's a cute cop. He's going to be a lot cuter on the unemployment line.
So-called evidence with my own eyes.
Yes, Captain Anderson asked Miles to go take a look at Sammy Wheaton's injuries. Thank you.
Was he badly beaten?
No question about that. Some multiple injuries and very severe internal damage.
It just seems very unlikely that Damian Tyler's responsible.
I agree with you, Nancy.
I mean, naturally, he is going to be rough under certain circumstances. After all, he has to be. He is a policeman.
Policemen are trained to do that, especially if there's danger in it.
Yeah.
Of course, but what's implied here is a brutal, methodical beating. Now, that seems highly unlikely to me.
You know, this is an awful conversation to be having on one of our few evenings together.
Sure is. I think I'll change the subject.
Fine with me.
You two are going to be invited to a party next week.
Oh?
Really? Whose?
Dwight Endicott's.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I was talking with him this afternoon, and he asked me if I thought you would accept an invitation. I said, well, I can't swear by it, but there's no harm in trying.
So he's going to try.
Yeah, he'll probably be calling you tonight.
Yes, and frankly, we're hoping you accept because we have the feeling it'll make the evening a lot more bearable for us.
Oh, we've never even met the man.
No, neither have I.
Is there any particular reason for this party?
We are sure that it has nothing to do with fundraising. Nobody's going to be passing the hat, only the champagne.
Oh, my, isn't that a lovely idea? I really would like to see his art collection. I understand it's one of the finest in the country.
Well, that is the good news. Now here's the bad. It's black tie.
Oh, well, I'm used to that, thanks to the mayor and the police commissioner and all those other functionaries. They never seem to be able to give an informal party. It's against their religion.
But Gavin is pretty miserable about it. I think Jody is thrilled to pieces.
They sure seem thrilled that Jody is coming. In fact, he seems more than a little interested in her.
Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, when he invited us to his party, he already knew that Jody's mother had died. We couldn't figure out how he knew.
Well, there wasn't any obituary notice, was there?
No, there was nothing. So I asked him yesterday. I said, how did you know? He couldn't remember. And then finally his daughter Grace said, well, she remembered calling when we were in Springfield at the funeral and that Mrs. Goodman had told her.
Doesn't sound like Mrs. Goodman.
No, it doesn't.
Hi.
Have I ever told you you are absolutely beautiful?
Maybe once or twice.
You have never looked more beautiful than you do right now.
Well, you look very handsome yourself.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
I look all right. Would it ruin your makeup if I took a kiss?
Oh, your kisses couldn't ruin anything. Make me so happy.
I'm awfully happy, too. But listen, I have ordered dinner. I have ordered the wine. The orchestra is going to play our song.
Oh, really? I didn't know we had a song.
Well, by the time we get there, we'll have one.
Well, you know, maybe we don't have to go anywhere.
What are you talking about? I just spent 5 minutes getting this tie on straight.
Well, what I mean is, maybe we can just stay here. I mean, honeymooners don't have to go very far to be on a honeymoon.
I don't want to be any farther than just your arms. That's the way I like it. But this is a special occasion.
It is?
We have been married 3 days.
Oh, and they said it wouldn't last.
Oh, it's gonna last. You see how long it's gonna last? You just wait and see.
Yes, I want to wait. I want to wait a long, long time. But in that case, if we have so much time, maybe we could postpone the celebration.
Oh, why should we put it off?
Well, the truth is, I don't want to go out and let other people see me.
Oh, it's gonna be a treat for all those other people to see you.
But I don't want to go out if I'm going to feel dizzy or sick or
Oh,
anything.
you're not gonna feel sick or dizzy. You're gonna feel fine. You're gonna feel wonderful. And who said anything about going out into public?
Oh, what? What do you mean?
Come on, let me show you. What?
Oh, Derek.
Hi. I'm late, aren't I?
Yes, you are, darling, very late. You know very well you should have been here half an hour ago.
I'm sorry, Buffy. I got caught in traffic.
Oh, how odd, since you don't own a car.
I mean, my taxi got caught in traffic. Anyway, what the heck? Better late than never, right?
Mm-hmm. And in this case, it is apparently never. Just look at the way you are attired.
I'm sorry. I didn't have time to change.
Our reservation is at the coach house. They require a coat and tie. You do realize that, don't you?
Yes. I know all about it. Every time we go there, I feel like I'm passing some sort of an inspection. I'm surprised those guys at the door don't check and see if my nails are clean.
That wouldn't be such a bad idea.
To be very honest, Buffy, I'm getting kind of sick of the coach house. Yes, and La Snobberie and all those other places.
Really? I've never heard you complain before. And I haven't noticed that it's affected your appetite.
Well, you see, I don't have to eat in those fancy places, no. And I hate dressing up. What's the use? The waiters are always better dressed than I am.
Oh, poor boy. I didn't know you suffered so.
I'll tell you what, honey. Why don't you go out alone tonight?
What did you say?
You heard me. Go to the Coach House. I think I'm gonna get me a big juicy hamburger. And if I spill some ketchup on my shirt, I don't care. Who cares? Not me. Listen, have a good time.
No one has ever spoken to me like that before.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Yes. But I thought that my first times were over.
Huh?
Evidently, they're not. Thank you for that, darling. Thank you. Oh, I knew you were different from all the others. I just didn't know when you'd prove it. Forget about the Coach House. We'll go someplace else. You stay just as you are. In fact, I know just the place.
Well, anything new to report?
You look beautiful, although that's not necessarily new.
Flattery will get you...
Yeah?
Never mind.
Chicken.
Actually, I was thinking of that someone in New York. The person you wrote that letter to?
Yeah, well, actually, Dee Dee, I doubt that it's gotten there. You know how the mail is.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just a little anxious.
Well, you're not by yourself.
I just wish I knew what was going to happen next.
Well, there'll probably be some painful times while we make the break.
But then there will be some good times for us.
There sure will be.
Okay, kids. I've got red, and I've got white.
Thank you, miss.
Yep, thank you.
To the speed of the U.S. mail.
I'll drink to that.
Calvin, did you give Sid a letter to mail the other day?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did.
Yeah, well, you know, she said something to me after I mailed the letters, and Calvin, I don't think your letter was in there.
Mitzi, are you sure?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm always real careful about looking at the fronts of the envelopes, making sure the stamp's in place.
Look, Mitz, it was a handwritten envelope, and it was addressed to New York City.
Yeah, well, Calvin, all the addresses I mailed were typed. I know your letter wasn't in there.
Thank you, Derek, for this special moment. I'll never forget it. Never.
I'll remember every minute of this honeymoon.
I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart. Oh, this is where I want to be. Just in this small circle of arms.
When you're here, nothing else matters. Nothing in the world. I just wish it could be like this forever.
It can be. I won't let you go. I'll keep you here forever, I promise.
Come on. Did you honestly think that you could conceal the fact that Sammy Wheaton is on your payroll?
Hey, come on. I got 50 guys on my payroll. And besides, I just took over the front office in this company. You think I know every guy who works for me here?
You knew him well enough to ask him to set me up.
What do you think I am, Napoleon? What do you think I say to the guy, hey, do me a favor, go get a beating from this wacko cop?
I sure as hell do. You asked him to follow me and provoke a fight.
And you really know how to provoke, don't you? I'll tell you one thing. It's a good thing this company's got hospitalization. Because the last time I took a look at that guy, he looked like he had lunch with 38 alligators, and he was on the menu. How about
come
that?
off it, Eddie. I tagged him once. Your friend has a glass jaw.
Who are you kidding? What are you telling me, Sherlock? You try to waste a guy. You took him into an alley, you beat his brains out, you broke his bones, did a cha-cha on his head. What are you telling me? And besides that, you outweigh him by 50 pounds. My hero.
Eddie, you laid that beating on Sammy yourself.
Who, me? You talking to me?
Read my lips. You and your goons, you broke him up so you could get even with me.
You know, you're really bananas. You know that? I mean, who's going to buy that kind of a fairy tale? Let me know that. Who's going to buy that kind of a story?
You paid him to sit still.
I paid him, huh? Me? Let me tell you something. You better give me a break, Tyler, because you can't prove nothing.
I got a little surprise for you, Eddie. I can prove it.
Oh, yeah? Surprise me, you wicked witch.
Well, it just so happens that the young lady I took out to dinner that night saw everything.
Now you're telling me that some chick bailed you out. She's your alibi. Is that the story?
Wasn't some chick. It was your secretary.
My secretary? Poppy?
That's right. She was the young lady I took out to dinner. She's also the young lady that your friend Sammy insulted. Why don't you call her in here and ask her?
Poppy? Poppy, get in here.
World's full of surprises, Eddie.
Yes, Mr. Lorimer?
You know the detective here, don't you?
Yes, of course.
Poppy, look, I'm sorry, but I had to tell your boss about the little dinner engagement that we had the other night.
Is that true? Did you have dinner with this guy the other night?
Well, yes, Mr. Lorimer, I guess I did.
Poppy, I want you to tell Eddie what happened as we were walking out of the restaurant.
Well, there was this, little guy, and, he tried to get fresh with me.
And what did I do about it?
Do I have to say?
Come on, I want to hear it.
Well, he knocked him down. And then he dragged him by his collar, behind the restaurant into this little, alley there.
And what are you talking about?
It was really awful. I begged him not to do it. I mean, the man was already lying there unconscious. And then he started punching him and
What the hell are
kicking
you
him.
saying?
Take it easy.
What are you doing to me?
Calm down. You really got yourself a witness, don't you? Looks like our boy Sammy's got himself a witness, too.
Hey, thanks for the help, sweetheart.
You got a bad temper, you know?
You work.
Come in.
Excuse me, Mrs. Whitney. I came to see if there was anything else you'd care for.
No, just take the tray away.
Yes, ma'am. Perhaps you'd like some fresh coffee, though.
No. I just want to go to sleep until the jury meets and this whole thing is over. Oh, God, Spencer, what if the verdict isn't in my favor?
I'm sure that won't happen, Mrs. Whitney.
Well, what if it isn't? It means that I'll have to go on trial and go to jail. You have no idea how awful it was in jail.
I know that wasn't a very pleasant experience for you.
A lot of things have happened to me. The next to Skylar's death, that was the worst.
Please, Mrs. Whitney, try not to worry about it.
Well, how is she?
Well, how do you think she'd be? The woman's in torment.
Well, if she thinks things are bad now, how's she going to feel tomorrow when she sees the news?
Here it is. Now, we opened with a shot on the name of the judge for authenticity, right? This is the grand jury room of the Monticello Criminal Court, where only moments ago the grand jury returned its verdict in the case of Mrs. Raven Whitney, the widow of the late multimillionaire, who was accused in the shooting death of actress Jinx Avery. The verdict? Bad news for the beautiful young widow. She has been indicted for murder in the first degree.
Hey, how about that, huh? Not bad, huh?
Play it again. No. You're a credit to the family. I'd ship out the old block. I'll port in any storm. The sea, the salt.
Enough, thanks. Right, I owe it all to my big brother, right?
That's terrific. Hey, listen, I couldn't have done better myself. It's good this way, too, because I don't want Raven Whitney to see too much of me, you know?
Oh, she's going to be seeing your face again, is
Yeah, she's going to be seeing a lot of my face, just like I'm going to be seeing a lot of her money, Sonny.
Well, there's still some work to be done. We gotta listen to the tape we made of last night's TV news.
I'd like to stick around and watch you, Pally, but I got a date at Sid's place.
Yeah, I noticed.
Hector.
Yeah?
I'm going now.
Well, I certainly hope you have a wonderful time.
What?
Get out of here. Yeah, studio. Oh, hi, Ernie.
Yeah, Hector, your brother around?
Oh, no, he just walked out the door. Hey, how'd we do at the track today?
That's what I'm calling you about. Where'd you get those pics from? Your grandmother?
Why? What happened?
Every horse ran out of the money, that's what.
No, that can't be true. Smiley was so sure. He said he only played the favorites. Ernie, that's $21,000. There better be more money, brother dear.
Sid, are you sure you haven't seen Calvin's letter?
I told you, Mitzi. I put it right at the end of the bar. Now, are you sure you didn't mail it?
Sid, I am positive I didn't mail that thing. Is there something wrong?
Why? What's the matter?
Well, you just seem so distracted tonight.
Well, there are plenty of things in a place like this to distract somebody.
Did you get your hair done?
So I got my hair done. Big deal.
New outfit, too, huh?
What is this? Questions and answers? Why don't you go ask the customers some questions like what they'd like to eat and what they'd like to drink, okay?
Gotcha. You guys, I got some bad news.
Don't tell me you can't find the letter.
Calvin, I'm really sorry. I hope you don't blame me.
No, it's my fault. It was my letter. I should have mailed it myself.
Yeah, with a letter like that, you probably should have. Was it important?
Look, don't worry about it, Mitzi. I'll just have to write another one. At least I hope I can. Although I doubt that it's gonna be anything as good as the first one.
I would offer to help you, Calvin, but I don't think that would be such a good idea.
Hey, I'm glad you guys are still
Hey,
here.
well, that was quick. What did Larimer do? Slam the door in your face?
Oh, no, he saw me all right. As a matter of fact, he was there waiting for me.
Oh, that doesn't sound so good.
Yeah, okay. What happened?
Well, he admitted that Sammy was on his payroll, but he wouldn't admit that he paid Sammy to follow me and provoke a fight and then take a real beating from Eddie's goons.
I don't see how anybody could do that, not even for money, not to let somebody deliberately beat up on them.
No. They probably promised him they'd go really easy on him, you know.
But they didn't. They beat him to a pulp. I think Eddie wanted to make sure that this rap is really going to stick.
Yeah, well, what about your ace in the hole? You had a witness, remember? Eddie's secretary.
Well, it turns out that Eddie's secretary has had a lapse of memory. She said I knocked this guy down on the pavement, but then I dragged him into an alleyway and proceeded to beat up on him.
You're kidding.
Sounds like Eddie Lorimer got to her.
Well, I think it's worse than that. I think Poppy Johnson knew about this frame-up from the beginning. Look, I don't want to trouble you guys. I'll let you...
Hey, no. You stay. We were just about to leave. I have to go home and write a certain letter. Hey, Mitzi.
Yeah.
Here's the check, babe.
Oh.
Change is for you.
Wow, thanks. So long. See you guys later.
Hey, take care. Take it easy.
You know, Sid, you look real hot tonight. You do. You got a date or something? Is Smiley coming in tonight?
Well, he did call and make a reservation, yeah.
Uh-huh, I thought so. Oh, my gosh.
What's the matter?
Those two people who just walked in the door.
Who is that? Johnny's mother?
Well, it's more like Johnny's, the rich aunt or something. I'm going to go into the kitchen. Will you take care of them? Thanks.
Hi there, Johnny.
How you doing?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Will this table be all right?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Allow me.
Thank you.
Can I get you two something from the bar?
Well, Johnny, what does one drink in a place like this?
I usually have a beer.
Beer? Of course. Have you any Feldstrasse?
No, I don't think so.
Well, how about Ponte Vecchio? That's a lovely Italian beer. No. Well, never mind. Whatever Johnny's having will be all right with me.
Oh, great. Good. Two of the usual, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it seems that they know you here. Oh, charming.
Buffy, I wish you would have told me you're coming to this place.
Oh, why? Are you ashamed to be seen with me?
Oh, no, it's not that. It's just that they don't have that good of food, I guess, or something.
Oh, I think the place is absolutely delightful. And you're absolutely right about the places where we dine. They're very stuffy. This place is refreshingly plebeian. Is that a jukebox?
Yeah, that's what the natives call it. They use it in their tribal ceremonies.
Oh, Johnny. Go on. Go and play something. Play some country or western or either one will be fine.
Well, let's just keep it that way, all right?
Enjoy yourself, Spencer.
Whitney residence?
Spencer, I'm really worried.
You're always worried, Libby. What's our friend up to this time?
He's drinking. I mean, drinking seriously. And he's getting deeper and deeper into his depression. I'm frightened, Spencer. He's been at the bottle all evening.
Well, you're the one who asked him to stay with you, Libby, so you could keep on dishing out that tender, loving care like you gave him in Switzerland. If he's too much for you,
You're no help at all. How am I to control him?
Just leave him alone. If he wants to drink, let him. The man has his frustrations, Libby. I suggest you let him handle them the best way he can.
Thanks for nothing.
Are you calling up the Marines?
What?
It's a Yank expression. It means you're talking to Spencer.
There's no one else I know in this town, is there?
I think that's part of your problem, Libby. You should have more friends. I mean, maybe if you did, you wouldn't pester me so much like a mother hen.
You're drunk.
That's right. I am. And now for me next trick. I'm going to get even drunker. Any objections?
Yes, I have.
Libby, my drinking is my own business. I've told you that, haven't I?
Yes, you have. But that doesn't mean I have to put up with it.
Look, you're not my nurse anymore. I'm better. I don't get headaches anymore.
Really? Wait until tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. You know, tomorrow morning is going to be just like this morning. And this morning will be just like 2 mornings from now. All my mornings are becoming depressingly alike, Libby.
I don't do that. Let me remind you of something. This hotel suite is my home. I pay for it.
That's right. Just like to pay for this booze, too.
You're my guest, Sky. And as long as you're in my home...
Oh, I see. So I'm your guest in your home, so I can't be myself, huh? All right. Well, there's one solution to that. I'll just go someplace else.
Wait, I didn't say that.
No, it's all right. It's the only logical thing to do, Libby. Just give me 10 minutes. And I'll pack my bag. And I'll get out of here.
Don't be ridiculous. You've got nowhere to go.
Nowhere? There is one place.
Sky. When I saw you on TV this morning, you just looked terrific, didn't she, Gavin?
Yeah, she looked great, but there was only one problem. She looked more like one of the kids than the hostess.
Gee, thanks.
Oh, no. I think it's great for somebody your age to do a show like that. Because you're more the same age as the kids, you know. Speaking of kids, I've got to go feed Adam.
Mrs. Goodman, well, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Sure, what is it, honey?
Well, it's about those people who are giving the party next week, the Endicotts.
Mm-hmm. What about them?
Well, I spoke to my sister this afternoon, and she said she talked to them at their art gallery.
Mr. and Mrs. Endicott.
There is no Mrs. Endicott. He's a widower with a daughter.
Anyway, she said that Mr. Endicott told her he called here when we were in Springfield.
He phoned here?
Yeah.
I can't recall that at the moment.
Maybe he forgot to leave his name.
No, that's the first thing I ever ask anybody, is what their name is. Then I write it down on a little pad that Mrs. Kavanaugh gave me.
You sure you have this right, Jody?
I'm positive. Even Nicole was puzzled by it because... Well, because she didn't think that you would tell anybody something as personal like my mother dying.
darned right I wouldn't. I wouldn't say anything to your best friends without your permission, never mind some stranger. Who is this apricot guy, anyway?
Endicott.
Endicott, right, yes. Well, he's a fruitcake. It just isn't so.
All right, Mrs. Goodman, there's no reason to get so upset. It's not that important, honestly.
Well, it's important to me when somebody starts telling lies about me. It makes me think of that so-called secretary that Mrs. Kavanaugh hired, Nora Fulton, if you remember. No, thank you. Thank you. I've had enough of that kind of stuff. No. Excuse me. I'm going to go take care of Adam.
Oh, boy.
That's weird, isn't it? Mrs. Goodman saying one thing and this guy Endicott saying another.
I just don't get it. A man like Dwight Endicott, why would he lie about such a little thing?
Don't ask me, but I don't think Mrs. Goodman would either.
Okay, you got your basic 2 cheeseburgers, 1 dinner salad, and that's coffee with the cheeseburgers, milk with the salad. And I need an Italian dressing on the salads. And then we got, what's the matter with you? Hey, looking good. Are you sure you're not going out tonight?
I'm sure.
I don't believe it.
Well, what are you standing there staring at for? Go take care of the customers.
Yeah, well, Sydney, I got this big order. I should probably take it into the kitchen.
Well, all right, then take it into the kitchen.
I'm taking it.
I'll get them.
Hey, how you doing, Sydney?
Fine, thanks.
Good, good. Honey, I want you to meet the owner of this place. This is good old Sid.
I thought Sid would be a man.
I'm sorry I didn't get your name, honey.
Yeah, this is Nora Fulton. She works for Mrs. Whitney. She's her confidential secretary.
Can I get you a couple of drinks?
I'd love one. Can you make an old-fashioned?
Sure, honey, I can make an old-fashioned.
Not too sweet, honey.
How about you, Smiley, the usual?
Yeah, give me the usual. They know me around here. Well, you, I gotta tell you, really look good, Sydney. I don't know what it is. It must be the hair. Your hair is different.
I'll bring you the menus with your drinks.
If you ask me, it looks like she does her hair with an egg beater. Anyway, what is happening with our Muse program?
Yeah, it works just like an egg beater. Yeah, just like a charm. In fact, Hector's editing the tape right now. We're gonna try and shove it in on the 11 o'clock news, and we'll get a copy over to you first thing tomorrow.
Make it early. We want to show it on the 12 o'clock
You know,
news.
you're really something. I can't believe how easy you fell into this whole situation, just like that. You got some kind of brain to go with some kind of body. Bright eyes.
You're the mastermind, Smiley. I'm just along for the ride.
And the money.
Oh, yes, definitely the money. Well, listen, I still don't understand how you're going to pull this off. Now the grand jury's going to indict Mrs. Whitney, but, I mean, how? You can't do this without a trial.
No. That's too big a deal. You know, there's too many spectators, the press, and the jurors. Besides, Raven Whitney knows that there can only be one verdict as long as Lance Halliday sticks to his story.
She'll be convicted.
And she'll go to prison for maybe 10, 20 years, maybe life. Unless, of course.
Unless what?
Unless she jumps bail and escapes.
There is one thing that I have always understood, darling. That is that you need my money as much as your predecessors did.
Well, now, maybe I'm going to get some money for myself real soon.
Oh? You wouldn't be thinking of that rich widow that you invited to my penthouse, would you? What was her name again, Johnny?
Raven Whitney. Excuse me. Say, your name isn't Johnny Gentry, is it?
Yeah, it is. Why?
Well, aren't you supposed to be on a cruise with somebody?
Does this look like a cruise?
No, I guess it doesn't. Maybe you ought to try it sometime. Bon voyage.
I thought you were asleep, Mrs. Whitney.
I can't sleep. I'm lying up there. I thought I'd come down and find a juicy book. Are you reading anything good?
Not quite that.
Oh,
I don't believe it.
What is it?
The first thing I look at, Warden Laws, 20,000 years of Sing Sing.
Mrs. Whitney, listen to me. Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right, Mrs. Whitney.
Raven Whitney came up with $100,000 in cash for the bail. That money is ours now.
But bail money is always returned, isn't it?
Not always.
But if you keep it, I mean, isn't that dangerous? Listen, if she finds out this is a joke.
Ah, try to think of it this way, okay? What if she doesn't show up for the trial?
She loses the bail money, I guess.
Well, that's what bail is all about. You don't show up, you don't get it back.
So if she jumps bail...
You don't give it back to her. It's that simple.
No, it's not simple at all. Jumping bail is still a crime. And she's not going to do that.
She'll do it. She'll do it when she realizes that that's the only way she can keep from going to jail. She'll do it. Somebody just has to convince her, that's all. And that somebody is you. Is you.
You'll be able to sleep now, Mrs. Whitney. Just try to put everything out of your mind.
I thought I wanted to read, but I guess I was too tired.
I'm going to turn out the light now.
Okay.
Try to get some sleep.
Thank you, Spencer.
Good night, ma'am.
Discovers with old five on him, time discovers with old five on him. Early in the morning.
What are you doing?
Spencer! It's your old pal from the frozen Alps. Spencer, I gotta stay here, kiddo. I got thrown out of my room.
Don't be ridiculous. Libby wouldn't do
No,
something.
I gotta stay here. I got no place else to... Besides, you said that there's nobody here, so it doesn't make any difference. So I'm gonna stay right here.
You're gone. I just told you everybody isn't gone.
Oh, well, listen, Spencer, you can't throw me out. You want to see a multi-millionaire guy sleeping on my gutter?
I am trying to tell you that the house isn't empty. She is here
Who's here?
right now.
Who is
Raven Whitney is here upstairs in her bedroom.
She is. Hey, Raven!
Stop that.
Hey, Mrs. Whitney!